Well, we were going to run into one of these at some point, right? Showtime, folks. So Madam Web stars Dakota Johnson as the titular character, Madam Web, who's going through somewhat of her origin story while also being left in charge of future heroes played by a couple of the supporting cast. And listen, I might not sound super enthusiastic about this film because, as I'm sure you're already hearing by the time this video comes out, it is not great. I wish I could be positive, more positive about it right out of the gate. I wish I could give you a better synopsis, but this is basically an origin story of the character of Madam Web. So, like I said when I started this channel, guys, I'm always gonna try to find something positive with these movies that come out. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the positives. Starting off with the positives to this film, it introduced a somewhat unique character. I guess, you know, it's not exactly, I mean, it sure tagged itself on to a franchise by connecting it to, you know, the Spider-Man universe, Sony Spider-Man's universe in some way. You know, it's got that going for it. It also has, you know, a couple of like noteworthy name drops in there that aren't really a surprise or anything like that. I'm pretty sure in the trailer they talk about who's going to be in this film, and of course you're going to get the little teaser being in the Sony universe, but there's nothing grand in there that ties it into the Spider-Man universe at all. So if that's what you're going in there for,
okay. I think it's time that we all start to just consider the other possibility.
I definitely wouldn't be looking out for it. But another pro is Dakota Johnson's in it. I like Dakota Johnson. She's in it, you know. So is Adam Scott. Can't go wrong with Adam Scott. Yeah, and that's the pros. That is the pros of this here movie. Yeah, it's one of those things, guys. This was all right. So moving on to the cons of this movie. You know what? I'm gonna cap the cons on this. Just to start, the writing was absolutely terrible. The dialogue was just, you know, I don't know who signed off on this. I don't know what was going on. Look, I love all types of movies. I even like the movies that they're so bad they're good, but wow, you know, it went from just exposition dumping to different scenes where all of these actresses put together were just put in a room, and it feels like they hit record on the button and said, go ahead, do something with the scene, improvise.
It's not that hard, Scott. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Just improvise, do what you do best. And I felt like with the writing, actresses were given nothing to go off on this film. It was really, really hard to sit there and watch it. Another con I have is the camera work. I felt like there was a couple of just random zoom in shots that felt a little weird. I just don't know how to describe it. It's just one of those things where you were sitting there and they were trying to make the action a little bit more, you know, they're trying to punch in a little bit more with the action, and they do these weird little zoom ins during their little action sequences. That didn't work. It was just kind of awkward. It felt like they were just randomly hitting the zoom button forward and then zooming it back to you know, try to get back into focus, you know. That was a little rough. Another con, just based on the story, is the villain. You know, the villain wasn't fleshed out all that well, other than he has a connection to Dakota Johnson's character, and now he needs to chase down this group of women. And other than that, he has really no other motive than what he says in the film. There's one piece of dialogue he has in one small sequence where he says what his motive is, and even then it's just random. Another thing that to tie along with this villain is he doesn't seem intimidating at all. At least as an audience member, I was never fazed by him. I never felt like Dakota Johnson's character was in any real danger. because of the trope of the movie. Because going into this, you understand that she, as Madam Web, is going to be able to see visions of the future. And the trailer gives away the fact that in most action sequences, the villain succeeds, and then Dakota Johnson just goes back and says, you know what, we're going to try that again. Just to re-emphasize what I said a little bit earlier about the writing. There's literally a line in the film that says, it just happens. When it's when the friggin' characters are trying to explain what's going on. Guys, I physically cringed during some of these. I physically cringed at some of the dialogue. It was unbelievably bad. You know what's even worse? You know what's even a bigger con of this film is it made me think Morbius wasn't that bad. You know, it made me think, you know what? The dad scene in Morbius was kind of, you know, there. Another con. Oh man, and this is just, I don't know how you put this out there. I don't know. I really don't know why or who looked at the final cut of this film and was like, you know what, let's roll with it. There are sequences where the characters' mouths are very clearly not saying what the audio is playing in the theater. Like the dub is so bad. It's bad. There'll be a side shot and somebody will be talking, but different words are coming out in the speakers than what is being said, and they're showing this on multiple occasions. I thought, you know, maybe one slip up, it's fine, you know. I guess people make mistakes, but guys, it was multiple occasions. This is coming from Sony in association with Marvel, and this is what they put out there. Wow. I got my notes right here. These are notes from the movie. None of them are good things. None of them are good. And I'm trying to say something positive, but this is just, you know, this is what's bad. This is what's going on with comic book films lately. I feel like, you know, you give us hope. You know, you give the audience hope with things like Deadpool and Wolverine that's coming out soon. And I feel like people are just going to hang on for this. But then you have other side projects like Madam Web that come out, and you're just, if you're going into it a little worried about it, and then you come out with that being the final product, I don't even know where to go from this, guys. It's just, I cringed. That's one of my notes. Cringed. I had to document the cringe. Another con on this movie, not to, like I said, not to pile onto it. It feels like I am, and I feel bad piling onto this, but this is like a multi-million-dollar movie being put out there, and you're paying good money to go watch it. You as the viewer going out there to watch it, you have to understand what's being put out there. For the caliber of actresses that they have on screen, the delivery of all this was so bland and so just stale. It just felt like the actresses just showed up and just said their lines. Now, I read somewhere that apparently there was big script changes right before I believe that the movie started production, so maybe that had something to do with it. But man, for the caliber of actress you have on screen for most of the, you know, movie, everything was so stale. And then you also have sequences of major convenience, like things that would never happen in the real world. Even if you turned off your brain and you just wanted like a mindless experience, you're like, well, that was convenient. Well, that was convenient. Oh, there you go again. That was convenient. It gets to the point, what is going on? What is going on? I don't even know I don't even know what to continue. Then you also have like these just characters that are thrown in there. These are nameless characters, mind you, so maybe this is an unfair critique. But the dialogue around, just so Madam Web can have something to know that, oh man, this is happening again and again. The dialogue it's like NPC dialogue. I don't even know how to describe it. They're like, you know, is this the same train that I'm supposed to be on? Is this the right train? And then it just zooms back into, you know, the past, and she's like, is this the same train I'm supposed to? The character dialogue is just so bad. It is so bad. I've said the words so bad so many times. I don't know. I can't emphasize this enough. This should be a short video. I hope this is a short video to get the point across. And the point is, this is a dud. This is a dud. Not even a funny dud. This was I sat there and cringed throughout the whole movie. You know, you have a portion of the movie where the main character who's supposedly protecting this isn't a spoiler. This is a very vague thing. This is a very vague thing. And if it is a spoiler, I'm sorry. You can leave it in the comments and get mad at me, roast me, whatever you got to do. There's a point in the movie where the character that says, I'm never going to leave you, I'm going to protect you, says, you know what? I got to go for a week. I'll be back. It's on to the rating. Well, we're bound to get here at some point, you know. I know a lot of my ratings lately have been like kind of middle of the road because we were waiting for something like this to drop. And guys, Madam Web is a 1.5 out of 5. This is an hasta la vista, baby. And the reason you gotta say hasta la vista to this movie is because of the dialogue, because of the performances, because of the writing, because of the convenience, because of the NPC dialogue from supporting characters. Some of the characters didn't even have a personality. They felt like, you know, just give this person a skateboard and that'll be their personality. Put some glasses on Sydney Sweeney. You got yourself a personality. Oh man, I don't even, I feel like I'm just ranting in this video. This is just, when I thought I was gonna rate movies, you know, to be fair, I didn't expect much going into Madam Web, but I thought at least you'd get a nice, you know, some kind of like tie-in to something decent. But right now, I mean, yeah, hasta la vista, 1.5. I don't, oh man. Yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm just here just for you to be able to tell me that I'm gonna look at Morbius a little bit better. Yeah, it's bad. I went to the movies as a fan to sit down and hopefully enjoy a movie. And right out of the gate, bad. And then it just didn't stop. It didn't stop. So, as always, guys, just let me know what you thought in the comments. Did you already watch Madam Web? Sorry if you did. I'm with you there. But did you watch Madam Web? Did you enjoy Madam Web? Is there something in the movie that you found to be exceptional? Or is there anything that you disagree with me on? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Leave your questions in the comments. Maybe even leave something that you want to see me review in the future. Just remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. You know, I wish I had something better for you guys on this one. This is just, wow. You know, I just wanted to get this out as early as I could to save as many people as I could from going. And, you know, I just think when you have a theater experience and you're gonna go out there, spend money on tickets, spend money on concessions, take time out of your day to go and try to enjoy a film. I get passionate about that, and I don't want you to go and spend money and boost the numbers for this movie for them to think that they got to make a sequel. I think this is comic book fatigue at its peak. If you go watch this movie, it'll send you over the edge. It'll take the wind from beneath your wings. This is bad. So please don't go watch this movie. Well, I'm not saying please don't watch this movie. I mean, watch what you want to watch. At the end of the day, you might enjoy it. I definitely didn't, but you might enjoy it. But I wouldn't go watch it in the theaters, and I wouldn't even rent it for more than, if it's free to watch on a streaming platform down the line, and you have absolutely nothing to do, and you want to see how bad this movie is, watch it. Then you'll watch it. You know, when it's deep down for free on some, like I said, then you'll watch. Go to the theaters and enjoy a different film right now. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. Go choose one of those. Don't waste your, don't. I don't. Also, no post-credit scene. You don't have to worry about Nick Fury coming out and saying he's starting another team because, yeah, no. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know what? I had a buddy with me watching the movie, And after it, I was just in shock. We kind of turned and looked at each other. Dead silence, he just deadpan face, kind of looked shell-shocked looking. And you know what? He offered me the best piece of advice when it comes to movies like this. And that piece of advice is,